Every fighting style you've ever trained in, watched, or admired has a hidden weakness built into the exact thing that makes it dangerous. Not a weakness from bad instruction, not a weakness from a weak practitioner, a trade-off baked into the system itself. By the end of this, you'll know exactly where your own style's blind spot is, and the final weakness on this list isn't where most people think it is. Boxing. Boxing builds some of the best punching mechanics, footwork, and head movement in combat sports. A skilled boxer learns to generate power through the entire body, move smoothly around opponents, and avoid incoming punches with subtle slips and angles, rather than relying only on blocking. That mastery makes boxing lethal in any fight where punches are the primary weapon. That mastery has a price. Because boxing is built around punches, practitioners spend nearly all their training time inside one range of combat, comfortable with jabs, crosses, hooks, and uppercuts, but far less rehearsed against kicks, clinches, takedowns, and submissions. Against another striker, that narrow focus barely matters. Against someone who can attack in more than one way, it becomes the whole fight. A boxer may control the exchange perfectly at punching range, but the moment an opponent kicks the legs or changes levels for a takedown, they're suddenly solving a problem their training never rehearsed. The same specialization that makes a boxer dangerous at one range is exactly what leaves them searching for answers at another. What if the weakness isn't about range at all, but about the moment a fighter is trying hardest to win? Wrestling is one of the strongest styles for controlling where a fight takes place, deciding whether it stays standing or goes to the ground. Wrestlers build explosive athleticism, relentless pressure, and a deep understanding of balance and leverage. And once they establish control, they make life extremely difficult for almost any opponent. The trouble is that wrestling rewards forward pressure so heavily that some wrestlers become most exposed in the exact moment they're trying to score. Securing a takedown often means driving directly into the opponent's space, and that entry, however committed, is also a window of risk. Picture a wrestler shooting for a takedown against someone with excellent timing in that split second of entry. They can be caught by a punch, a knee, or a submission attempt. The same aggression that wins wrestling matches is what opens the door for a well-timed opponent. But what happens if the takedown actually succeeds? BJJ specializes in submissions and control on the ground, using technique, leverage, and positioning to overcome size and strength advantages. It's earned its reputation by letting smaller practitioners neutralize much larger ones through skill alone. Those skills only come alive once the fight has already entered the grappling phase, and getting there under pressure is the hard part. Against a skilled striker, closing the distance is difficult. Against a skilled wrestler, securing top position can be even harder, and once strikes are legal, staying on the bottom becomes far more dangerous the moment punches and elbows enter the picture. BJJ excels once the exchange begins. The problem is getting invited to that fight in the first place. Muay Thai is famous for devastating kicks, knees, elbows, and clinch work, the art of 8 limbs, using nearly every striking tool available to attack from multiple angles and ranges. Its weakness is hiding in its own stance. The same posture that generates powerful kicks and holds balance through striking exchanges can also open the door for an opponent who specializes in takedowns. When a Muay Thai fighter commits to a powerful kick, there's a moment where a sharp opponent can time an entry or attack the supporting leg. The tools of Muay Thai are among the most complete in combat sports. They just need the right range to work. 2 styles left, and the weakness in the second one is easy to miss unless you know exactly what you're looking for. Close the distance on a karateka, and something interesting happens. Their biggest weapon disappears. Karate's speed, timing, and explosive attacks all depend on one thing: range. The moment an aggressive opponent closes that gap and forces a prolonged exchange, there's simply less room to build the timing and space those strikes need. Hold the distance, though, and it's a different fight. Karate produces some of the fastest, cleanest, most precisely timed strikes in combat sports, scoring and repositioning before an opponent can even respond. Taekwondo pushes that same idea even further, trading almost everything for speed and range. It produces some of the fastest, most creative kicking in martial arts, and every kick asks for something in return: balance. The emphasis on kicking means one leg is regularly off the ground, and every commitment to a kick briefly sacrifices part of the base. A pressure fighter can close the distance before the kick fully develops. A grappler can shoot, the instant balance is compromised. Taekwondo's speed is the gift, and its balance is the toll. Last one. And most people have this style completely backwards. Judo looks like the safest style on this list. Clean throws, tight rules, no strikes to defend, no submissions to escape, just balance, grip, and timing. It's the one style people assume you can train your whole life without ever finding the hole. That assumption is wrong. Judo's entire game depends on one single thing happening first: contact, a grip, a tie-up, something to load a throw against. Take that away, an opponent who stays mobile, strikes from range, or actively refuses to let a judoka ever get a hold. And judo doesn't just get harder, it stalls completely. Some of the most dominant judoka in the world have spent entire matches never getting the one thing their whole system is built around. The style that looks the safest is actually one of the most conditional on this entire list. It doesn't fail because it's weak. It fails because it needs permission from the opponent just to begin. That's the pattern underneath all 7 of these, and it doesn't disappear at the highest level. Even world champions in each discipline carry the same trade-off. They've just gotten good enough to hide it, manage it, or force the fight to stay where their strength lives. Every style wins somewhere. The real skill isn't having no weakness, it's knowing exactly where yours is before someone else finds it for you.